Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ranking Member, welcome to the committee, Mr. Chairman. Now, Mr. Chairman, the Cato Institute estimates that ending the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program and making those young people deportable could cost the U.S. economy over $280 billion in reduced economic growth over 10 years. The Center for American Progress puts that number at about $460 billion, bigger, but still a loss. The U.S. Chambers of Commerce does not put a number on it, but they do say, and I'll quote, ending DACA would be a nightmare for America's economy. So what kind of economic impact would ending DACA and making 700,000 Dreamers deportable have on our economy?
Well, let me say that these are difficult and important issues, and we, of course, don't do immigration policy at the Fed.
But I'm not asking you about immigration policy. I'm asking about economic impact of taking 700,000 people, 90% of whom are employed, out of the economy suddenly. That's what I'm asking you about.
And I don't want to wade into a very hot political discussion, but I will say this. So if you think about economic growth, it can really come from only in two ways. You can simplify it. It's either going to be more people working or it's going to be higher productivity. We've talked a lot about productivity, but the workforce is now growing at only about 0.5% per year, and some of that has been from immigration. So to the extent you care about potential growth, you need to be considering that in your discussions about immigration.
So what I hear you saying is that taking 700,000 people, on 90% of whom are employed, out of the workforce could cause problems.
I'm just not going to comment on that particular situation.
Yeah, I hear you, but I'm asking about the economics of it. I'm asking you as somebody who leads an institution that has a mandate not just to keep inflation down, but to pursue full employment. You have a dual mandate, and I'm asking you about employment, and you're declining to answer my question. Would you like to just talk about what it would mean to take 700,000 people out of the economy? Let's just say they all went to Mars for some reason.
In fairness, Congressman, I really am not going to get into the debate over DACA. I'm just not going to do that.
I'm not asking you to, sir. I'm just asking you to talk about the economics of it.
Well, let me ask you this.
Let me see if you can answer this. What does it mean to have a group of people in their prime working years suddenly disappear from the economy?
Well, all else held equal, you would lose some productivity from that, some output from that.
Okay, thank you very much. So there's a research group known as Reveal. They did a study looking at literally millions of HMDA reports. I'd like to ask for unanimous consent to have their report submitted for the record.
Without objection.
Yeah, but they looked at 31 million HMDA records in a year-long analysis and found that 61 municipal areas across the United States had unfairly had denied people of color, black and brown people, the right to take on a mortgage compared to equally qualified whites. What is the economic impact of that discrimination in your view? I mean, when people can afford a mortgage and are told you can't have one, I mean, what sort of impacts can we expect to see when that happens on a systematic basis?
I think it's so fundamental to our society that there should not be racial discrimination along the lines of credit availability.
But see, that's a moral position, and I agree with you. But I want to know, how does it affect the economy?
Well, start with those people. I mean, I think if people are denied access to credit, then they're going to be less able to attend school, perhaps less able to start a family, less able to, move to a new job, all kinds of things. Economic outcomes for individuals would be potentially significantly reduced. And I think if you take that out across a broad population, it would certainly hurt the growth of the country.